Hi Taurus, welcome to your June reading. This is for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Remember that energies can be mirrored. And if you're interested in a personal, private reading, you can find me working away in my Etsy shop, www.etsy.com/shop/psychicts. The link is also in the description box below. So, Taurus, let's see what June holds for you. Taurus, I'm feeling a little bit of stress and a little bit of angst. I feel it in my neck. It feels like you have been pushing and pulling at something. It feels like you've been trying to unravel something bit by bit. It feels like your mind has been taxed. Something has been mentally taxing. It feels like there's something you want to understand, but you just don't understand it. The guidance is that you do understand it, just not on a mental level. You understand it in your body, you understand it in your soul. And whatever difficulties that you might be dealing with right now, they are important for your path and they are not meaningless. The universe isn't messing with you. You didn't do anything wrong. Keep going. That's what Spirit says. Keep going. You're nearly there. You're nearly to the light at the end of the tunnel. You can't see it yet, but it's there. You're almost there. Give it maybe 2 weeks and I think you'll notice that you feel a lot better. Life looks a lot brighter. Opportunities may show up for you, whether it is love or financial. You may hesitate when it shows up and wonder, ooh, is it real? I think it's real, but is it too good to be true? Can this really be happening? I've been through so much. Is my energy even in a place to receive something that's actually good? The answer is yes. The answer is yes. You have been tested. You've been tested, Taurus. And you have passed. And you don't know that you've passed. It doesn't feel that way. It feels confusing. But you have. Keep going. Keep going. You will see the results of your efforts in 2 weeks. You may feel like I haven't been living my life right. If I was living my life right, this wouldn't have happened. And if it was going to happen anyways, it wouldn't have happened to this extent. And if it was going to happen to this extent, I would have been able to manage it better. But none of those things happen. None of those things are true. So I must not be living right. There must be something faulty in my process, in my mentality, in my perspective of life, in my perspective of how to get things accomplished in life. But your process has been working, Taurus. It's been solid. It's been really good. You're just counting your chickens too soon. You're taking score too soon. Sometimes we forget that the spiritual game, or however you're operating in life, we forget that it's a long game. It's not the short game. It can give us short game results. But when it does that, we start getting used to that. And then we forget some things take a little longer, but when they do, they're worth it. When they do, they're manifestations that are really well thought out, that are complete, that tend to be more lasting, that tend to be more life-changing. You've been going about things, Taurus, perfectly well. So keep going. If you want to change up your process, that is okay. Just don't change it up too much, because what you've been doing has been working and you don't want to get yourself confused. Okay. Once upon a time, the world was open to you. You thought you could have anything that you wanted. You felt like you'd worked on yourself so much that everything going forward was going to become smoother, because maybe you healed deep traumas. Maybe you worked on really old negative patterns. You really did a lot of work. And then one day it felt like the doors to the world closed on you and you don't know what you did wrong. Why, universe? What did I do so wrong that you close off the entire world to me? And the universe says, it's only temporary. How do you know that closing you off isn't to care for you? How do you know that closing you off isn't to protect you? How do you know that all those opportunities that you thought were yours would have actually not panned out the way that you wanted and might have hurt you? How do you know that those things wouldn't have created new scars or opened old wounds that you have already healed? We wouldn't want that for you. Why would you want to go down that path? If you knew that, would you still want to? The answer is yes. You'd be like, I can handle it. If it happens, I just want whatever it is that I want. And yes, you could handle it. But if there's something easier that just requires a little more patience, there's something that would give you so much more in return if you just had a little more patience, you'd be happier. Make sure that you're not crying over spilled milk. I'm surprised if 5 of Cups is in here. I feel like it should be. But abundance is yours, 10 of Pentacles. But you've entered into a new cycle, new negative patterns, Taurus, that tell you everything I've done is wrong, or I am worthless. I don't deserve the things that I want, or even if I do, I guess I'm not going to get them because maybe I messed it up. Maybe I messed up my karma. But that is all faulty thinking, Taurus. It's understandable thinking, but that thinking is not going to serve you, and it's also not true. And you know on some level that it's not true, but sometimes it feels easier to just tell yourself that, because sometimes it's easier to just be sad. Sometimes it's easier to be scared. You might say, is it though? But sometimes it is. Sometimes it's harder to take the leap and be happy. And that's okay. But it's time for you, Taurus, to recognize that. It's time for you to bring back your strength, that inner strength that you have, that is just so you, Taurus. That's you. This is the you that you are always. You are strength. You're the one that carries a torch for everybody. And now you feel like you've fallen from grace, but you haven't. And you'll see. It's time to start talking to people again. Maybe the universe closed you off to protect you. You felt like, oh no, this is bad. I did something wrong, and you felt bad. And then you closed yourself off from talking to people. Because in talking to them, you'd have to pretend to be happy, and you just weren't feeling happy. In talking to them, they might ask you about, hey, how's all this stuff going for you? And you'd have to admit, not so great. In talking to people, you might see how happy they are, and it might make you feel worse. So you close yourself off. That's okay too. We need our healing. But Taurus, it's time to reopen the door. You're ready. You don't feel ready, but you are ready. If you open that door, you will see the abundance. 10 of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. You will see it show up for you about 2 weeks into June. Give or take, energy's a little fluid like that. Spirit has been watching your back. Doesn't feel like it. Feels like you got left out in the cold. Feels like you've been shunned. Feels like you're being punished. I must have done something bad. And your mind goes into these thoughts of what could it be? Overanalyzing all the things. Was that bad? Was that wrong? Should I not have wanted that? Should I not have done that? Should I not have said that? Should I not have thought that? Not true, says the universe. All of that was fine. You didn't do anything wrong. And you will see. Now you might be thinking of alternative ways to go about things. Well, if the universe isn't going to have my back, I've got to find my own way. But you might be going about things the harder path. You might be going about things the more negative path. Put things down to rest. This is not the time to necessarily act more than you need to. This is not the time to think up backup plans. Trust. Let go. Trust. Wait 2 weeks and see. See where you're at. You're being looked out for. And you've learned the lessons that you need to learn. Not that there were any bad lessons that you needed to learn. You need to learn a lesson. But you've grown from this. Now, you might not think that. You might think, well, there must be more that I need to grow because my circumstances haven't changed. And also, I'm confused. I don't understand how I've grown. But you have grown. Your body and your spirit understand. Things are changing. Just sometimes you can't see it. Not yet. It hasn't sprouted out to the surface, but change is happening. I feel there is somebody that either is already in your life or is going to come into your life that is going to take care of you. This to me feels romantic, most likely. And that's what you need right now, Taurus. You need somebody to take care of you. You're tired of taking care of everybody else. You love it, but right now you've been so low that you've been finding it really hard to be yourself. You don't want to be a burden on anybody else, but sometimes you feel like, well, maybe I should be a burden. I take everybody else's burdens. And then you think, is that a bad thought? Is that just not my role? My role is to be that person and not to receive much in return. It's not your role. It's maybe your belief that creates that role. But somebody's coming in. They're going to take care of you. They're going to comfort you. They're going to love you. They might even help you out financially, either directly or by giving you some really powerful ideas that you're going to be excited about and that are going to lead to good results. So Taurus, things are about to change for you. Hold on just a little longer. Things are looking up. You're at the light at the end of the tunnel. But you can't see it because you're turned around and you're looking back into the tunnel. So you can't see the light that's right there, right behind you if you just turned around and kept going. So lovely, Taurus. That is your reading. I hope that it served you. And I will catch you in the next one.